Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 5 Post Colonial Impacts That We Still Carry in Our Psyche. I am Shravani Bhattacharya, and you are listening to the Echoes of Connection Pocket Conversation. This pocket conversation is dedicated to the suppressed population due to the colonial suppression throughout history. And I really want to share that when this idea of this topic came up, I really felt my grandfather's presence deep in my bones. And this conversation is dedicated to all the suppressed population in the tea gardens. My grandfather lived with his siblings, with his father and his mother in a tea garden. And when they were younger, the entire family, they felt and witnessed the deep suppression of identities, the deep suppression of free speech, free movement, dreams that were shot down. But yet, all of them felt so helpless, felt so powerless then to change the system. But this witnessing of the suppressed experiences, it didn't vanish. It really passed down to us, and we can still feel the pain, the suffering of when we are suppressed and when the world is not letting us be ourselves. Have we ever noticed how often we hold ourselves back from sharing the truth because somewhere a voice inside of us tells us we won't be safe? And even voicing something that is true, that we really, really believe it to be true, might lead us to be in a danger or even be exposed to shaming. In this episode, we explore post colonial imprints, not through books, but through what still lives on in our nervous system, our families, and our dreams that don't make it past the imagination. I want to start with the first imprint. We suppress our emotions to appear agreeable to the world. Let that sink in. We suppress our emotions to appear agreeable to the world. And have you ever wondered why that happens? If you look at the individual life experiences, yes, there may be experiences, past wounds that we may have had with our caregivers, but on a very collective and systemic level, why does this wound not still go away? Why do we still shy away from expressing our emotions? This is because this was once a matter to be silenced. This was a matter of survivability for the suppressed. This silence was first observed to be obedience, or even somebody who is good at maintaining the emotional decorum. But I invite you to ask this question: what cost did that come in with? Where did all that push down tension go? And we come to the second imprint, that suffering was always in silence and isolation, and no visibility meant safety. It really pains me to see this, but I'm going to repeat this again. Suffering was in silence and isolation, and there was no visibility because no visibility meant safety for our ancestors. Even now, many of us carry the fear that if we truly come forward and speak our mind, or even just to express all these vulnerable parts that carry shame, guilt, heavy burden, all of this, it might be used against us, or we might even be ridiculed. Folks, I really want to highlight this point clearly that this is an intergenerational, a collective trauma impact that has echoed throughout history, especially to populations who were suppressed. Especially, this wound travels from a time when visibility meant vulnerability and punishment followed expression. For the longest time, I really hid behind posts, the social media content, and not show my face or even dare to reach out to people and tell them that this is the work I do and this can help you shift your life in a way. Because I really believed then that what I had was not good enough, that anyone could do that, what I was doing, and I could easily be dismissed in this competition. And this was a more scarier thought that I had, which didn't have just an individualistic root, but it also echoed deeply in a collectivistic level. This is what the thought was. What if I become visible today and tomorrow someone comes to hunt me down to humiliate me? And this was really isolating as a person to carry. But when I learned and realized the truth that we are not alone, our ancestors are always there with us, I honestly felt really less lonely. When I started going out, participating in groups, I understood that healing could feel relational. We come to the third imprint now of this episode, and I'm sure till now, all of these imprints might be making you feel very heavy, but let's walk through together this conversation because it needs to be heard, needs to be felt, and it needs you to be a witness. Only then can we together hold hands and break out of this cycle. Imprint 3 is pedestalizing someone we perceive who has power. When we have had ancestors who were trying to survive under domination, suppression, a strange loyalty forms towards someone with power. And we learn to pedestalize those who seem powerful, not because we admire them, but because this was a way we could stay close to safety. It's a hard realization, isn't it? I'm still with you. Let's go to the fourth imprint. Killing our own dreams early on. Dreams get amputated in silence. You might feel a pull to something beautiful. It could be an art, it could be towards a place, a land that you want to visit. It could even be feeling very called out to start your healing. But the next thought that follows it is, who am I to do this? It won't happen anyway, what I'm even trying to go and achieve. This is not just a simple self doubt, this is inherited suppression impacts. And thus, we can say that lightning kills the seed even before it sprouts. So, everyone, just feel these imprints in your body. And I know some of you may feel like you carry some of the wounds, but I also want you to understand that we have choices, we have opportunities where we don't have to survive with it, but we can be having spaces where we can walk together to heal ourselves. So I invite you to reflect on some questions. Where in your body do you feel the urge to not make the noise? This noise could be simply telling your truth to people. Second question, where do you still hide being visible in your life? Third question, where have you shrunk your truth around someone higher up? And as we come towards the end of this episode today, I want you to know and feel your breath move through your body. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. We reclaim back our agency, our desire to heal relationally, one breath at a time. What part of you doesn't need to be agreeable right now is something that I would really ask you. What part of your dream do you really feel called to fulfill for yourself and for your ancestors who never had this opportunity to be even experiencing a space where you could voice and share what you're experiencing emotionally inside? Can we just pause for a few seconds and really express their gratitude to them? For making space for us to be here right now, in this moment. We don't need to fix anything. We don't need to solve every single issue of our life. But we've got to start somewhere, right? And we start with naming the echo. And understanding what needs to be really echoed out loud, and where are we feeling ourselves silencing ourselves even before the world tells us to do so. I honestly feel so much gratitude that all of you have been here throughout this journey. And even recording this conversation was not easy. But healing is not meant to be aesthetic, it's not meant to be easy, it's meant to be authentic. And we are here to be as we are. So go back, take some time, journal it out, what today's episode really brought out in you. What wounds do you feel like your ancestor carried that you would like to really break in honor of them in this lifetime? And let's do it together. I'm sending you, all of you, a lot of love. Thank you for creating this opportunity to be here with you.